YouTube, what's up, boys? All right, so this is your boy Grant back with another mod. I just finished actually recording the video for our charge pipe. We're just going to jump right in and go ahead and try to see if we can knock out the downpipe. One reason why I'm doing that is because the car is actually cold. Oh, well, it's semi-cold right now. And if I have to wait until tomorrow or another day, it's just going to push the timeline back because we got to wait for the car to cool down after work. So we're going to see if we can knock it out. This might be a bad decision, but we'll find out. If not, I may have to, I guess, take the 16-year-old's car to work tomorrow if I can't get it done in time. But I'm going to jump into this box opening for you guys. I've got a really cool thing here. So my man over at RvgParts has these brand new downpipes that he's been building. And so I've got one of the first batches on these. I'm going to do you guys a quick video and review of this downpipe, and we'll just jump right in. It's I think it's going to be really slick. So hopefully you guys like it. Let me get this the camera on a tripod and we'll start digging in. All right, so our box showed up with our new RvgParts downpipe. If I can find a, we'll just grab this blade here. We'll go ahead and open up this box and see what we're working with. Again, this, I just saw pictures of the downpipe online, and when I did, the quality looked really good. It's absolutely a great price. I'm gonna put his information down below, and that way you guys can get to, pick you guys up one as well too. For me, again, like I say all the time, I'm all about budget, but I also like quality. So we're gonna, oh yeah, wow. Okay, so this bad boy is nice, guys. So we've got plugs here, of course, for our O2 sensors, but I'm just looking at the welds on here. The welds are just beautiful, spot on. The form is just quality here. So we're definitely going to check fitment on this, but man, that is a really nice piece. Really nice piece. I really like the way this looks. So my first impressions are, wow, this is a really nice downpipe. So we're gonna get started installing. But yeah, you guys, first impressions, definitely something that you'll want to pick up. Guys, one more thing about this downpipe before I get to installing. Again, great guy to work with on this. This downpipe, I believe, is running about somewhere in the neighborhood of around $250 shipped. I think he's shipping these out of the Maryland area. So, man, really great grab on this. Really great buy. Like I said, I will get you guys. I'm gonna try to see if I can't, when I pull out the OME downpipe, I'm gonna put them side by side for you guys so you can take a look at them there. But again, this really looks really nice, and can definitely save you some money over one of the big brand name ones. From my understanding, man, these things are being produced probably in the same warehouse, in the same factory. You just never know nowadays. It's all being done around the same place. So very nice, very good quality. Like I said, for under $250 shipped, this is a great deal. So we'll get started here. I've got the again, already got the BMW here. It's cooling down still. I'm gonna pull it up on my jack stands. We'll then go ahead and tie off the O2 sensors and crawl underneath and get started. Okay, boys. So now us F10 boys got to stick together. So I found a little method over on I believe it's Thick Garage. If you guys haven't been out there and saw his YouTube channel, definitely go out there, take a look at his stuff, subscribe. He does some really cool stuff. But they did something where they actually used some string and they tied up the O2 sensors just so you could easily, get them out of the way. So actually I found some fishing line. I'm gonna jump in here, do that real quick. If you don't know, your O2 sensors are actually right here on the side of your engine, right above your ignition coils. So I'm just gonna pop these out, run this fishing line through here, and tie them together, and I've already got both of them popped off just that quickly. So I'm gonna throw this fishing line on there, and then we'll jump under the car and get moving. Another quick thing that I forgot to mention, before I actually get those two tied up with the fishing line, I'm actually grabbing some of my blue tape, just painter's tape, and I'm actually going to tape one of these connections. So basically, there's a male and a female. I'm going to put a piece of blue tape on each one of those so that I make sure that I connect them back to the correct O2 sensor, because again, there's two connections. I'm not sure if they're interchangeable as far as connecting each other, but I definitely don't want to have a mistake and have the downstream O2 connected to the upstream sort of thing. So just another tip for you guys when you're doing this. Okay, boys. So I'm going to try my best to get you guys some footage. It's going to be tight underneath the car, but the first thing we're going to have to do is remove this cover that's here. We've got some little bolts that are 8mm bolts that are going to have to be removed. I think last time I heard there was about 13 or so, so I'm going to be taking all these bolts off. That'll drop this pin. We can move it out of the way, and then we can see what we have as far as what we need to start taking apart on the exhaust. So I'm going to get that done and be right back with you. Okay, we got the pan off. Now we need a 15mm socket, and that's to actually get to the actual downpipe. So I'm going to see if I can get you guys a shot of that. That's actually right here, the bolt right there for the downpipe, or the clamp actually, the clamp to take the downpipe off there. So we're going to start working on that one there. Again, sorry it's so tight. It would be nice if I had a lift, but it don't. So we're going to try to get this done. Hopefully this isn't too rusted on there. Haven't used any WD-40 or anything like that. So on this one here, it looks like we're going to be using a breaker bar. So let me go get my breaker bar and we'll knock it out. Okay, so when I grabbed my breaker bar, I did grab a little WD-40. Wanted to hit that with that because this is a bolt that's on your exhaust. It's constantly being heated up. Plus it's underneath the car and it's subject to all the elements. It could definitely get rusted on. So this is not something that you want to go out with an impact gun and snap it off, and then you're going to have to worry about how to actually get it drilled off and all that sort of stuff. So not something you want to do. You'll want to get a breaker bar on it, and I went ahead and grabbed one of my impact sockets, and we're going to try to give this a shot. Okay, that was actually really easy. So the breaker bar helped out like nobody's business, and now we've got movement. So once we know that we've got smooth movement, I'll actually switch over to my ratchet and see if we can't get it off a lot faster. But yeah, definitely, there we go. And we're moving really, really smooth now. Okay, so that's not bad at all. Okay, it's loose, so we're good there. Now the other thing we're going to have to see about is probably loosening up some of these suspension pieces so that we have some wiggle room on our exhaust. So let me see where our probably going to be one of the hangers in the back there, and we'll see what we can do about getting this wiggling and moving. Actually, while I'm here, see if we can find out. There's this other bolt that's on the side on the tab here. We're gonna get a socket on it and see if we can't loosen it and take it off first before we start working on the other pieces of the exhaust. Yeah. So that looks to be a 13mm. And get on that one. Again, just needs a little bit of elbow grease, and we got movement. So we're gonna go ahead and again, I mean, I do have my impact here, but I'm choosing not to use it just to make sure that we don't have any mishaps. So we're gonna get this one loose, and then I'll be back with you guys shortly. Okay, real quick before we start messing with the exhaust hangers, the actual bolt that actually holds the clamp on the downpipe to the turbo is a 13mm, and this little piece here actually can get right up in here, and I can actually unloosen this without having, right now, yeah, it's already just a couple of twists, and now it's actually spinning pretty freely. So I'm able to loosen this up, and we're gonna see what how far we can get with just taking that off real quick. So I'll be back in just a second, guys. Okay, boys, so this happens to be one of those rare instances where we want to get some wiggle room from our exhaust, or some wiggle movement from our exhaust. So I'm gonna have to get underneath here and use my, you see there's that red bushing there. Got to use my pry bar, see if I can't get these two red bushings basically pried loose so that I can, so I'm not sure if that's showing up good. Again, don't have a lot of space down here, but so that I can then wiggle this this exhaust out. Okay, in actuality, the easiest thing to do here is actually to remove these two 19mm bolts. They actually go to the hangers themselves. So I'm not sure if you can see this, but this is actually what holds the hanger in place. So easily done. Grab a wrench, undo those two bolts. Now these hangers actually are loose. Have a little bit more movement in my exhaust now, and I'm wondering if that's going to be enough. So we're gonna see if I can look at anything else. If not, we'll go back up there and see if we just can't push on it some. So all right, we'll give it a shot. Okay, so taking off those hangers above was not enough, so we're going to go ahead and remove the hangers here that are actually where the mufflers are mounted. So I'm going to do that real quick. Again, I'm actually just going to take the hanger bracket off and we'll go from there. So at this point, the exhaust is literally just hanging on. There's like a support beam back here between the transmission and the differential. I did not take the hangers off, or the exhaust off the hangers. I basically just disconnected the brackets that mount the hangers. So I feel like it's going to be easy to just bolt those back up, especially since there's this support here. So now at this point, it's really about just trying to get this exhaust off of this OEM downpipe. It's been on there for a long time, so it's kind of rusted on. It's stuck. So I'm just going to be trying to see if I can get some leverage here and get this thing to move. And once we do that, then we're just into swapping them out. So I'm gonna play with this a little bit and I'll be right with you. So apparently mistakes were made. I did not realize, or I must have forgot, that there's actually another bolt that's on top of this exhaust, or the OEM pipe. So that's why this thing has been so hard to move. So I'm gonna get a wrench in here, loosen this up, and this should alleviate my problems. So I'll let you guys know. Okay, so we got that bolt on top off, and let this be a lesson. This is what happens when you're exhausted and you think you saw the directions, but you don't look over it again. So we'll see if that gets us where we need to go. Definitely getting more movement than I was. All right, so got it free somewhat. Still have to get it loose from here, but at least we're off the turbo right now. Okay, all right, so we got loose. Take this clamp off just so it's out the way if I can. Okay, clamp is off and out of the way, and now gotta find a way to get this out to kind of knock it loose. So okay, so at this point we've almost got this OEM pipe out. Just trying to hammer away at it, trying to loosen it up and get it out of this connection. So I do have my little rubber mallet down here with me, so I can kind of hold the exhaust with my foot and kind of pound on the pipe, and it's moving. It's just still kind of slowly coming out. So okay, we finally wiggled it loose. So actually set it back in here for a second because our O2 cables are still attached. So I'm gonna fish those down, and then I'll come grab the pipe out and the downpipe out, and we'll examine them. Okay, so we've got our OEM downpipe here out of the car. Our new nice catless downpipe. So of course we're going to get our performance enhancement because we have no cat. So it just gives us a free flowing pipe, as opposed to, as you can notice here, you can see all the catalytic converter in there. So there's definitely a lot of blockage there. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to swap over my O2 sensors. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do it this way, so I can put them in exactly where they're supposed to go, and then we're going to go back in and do the reinstallation. Of course, it's always takes a lot longer to get something out than it does to put it in. I don't anticipate it will take that long to put everything back together. Okay, so yeah, use a little elbow grease, got those O2 sensors out. I'm actually going to put a little bit of grease around the threads. I'll make sure don't get it onto the O2 sensor itself, but we don't want that to seize up in there. Really, I mean, it was in there pretty good just a minute ago. So I'm just gonna do just a little bit, like I said, just in case I ever have to, when it's time to put new O2 sensors in, I don't want to have to fight with it like I just did. So I'm doing that on this one, and then I'll do I started running the other one in. I'm going to take it back out and do the same. Again, being very, very careful not to get any of this on the actual O2 sensor itself, but just really on the threads. Okay, so those are good and snug. Let's reinstall. I think I was right at about an hour and a half to get this thing out, so we're going to see how quickly we can get it back in. I'm going to try to time myself here. Don't want to make mistakes, but we're going to try to do this quickly. Got the downpipe back in inside of our exhaust here. Now we're going to get our clamp ready to go around the turbo, and we'll be rocking and rolling. We'll go ahead and put our nut on here to hold the downpipe in place while we're trying to get the C-clamp, this V-band on. Downpipe is on. So it has been a very, very productive night. We've got two, what I feel like, major bolt-ons done. Charge pipe was done tonight. Downpipe was done tonight. I haven't even got to drive the car or even start it up. It's 11 o'clock at night right now, so I've got to be to work in the morning. We're gonna have to do a cold start in the morning and see where we're at. Hopefully we don't have any codes, and we'll be able to drive it to work. So again, very productive night. Got some good work done, and I will see if I can get you guys get a startup roar, kind of get some idling so we can see what it sounds like with the new charge pipe and the downpipe. Again, because we are catless now, and then we'll see if we can get a point of view driving the car, and then kind of getting my impressions on how these mods affect the drivability. So we'll see you guys in the AM. Okay, boys. So this is actually the second day after the install. With the magic of editing here, we're going to try to see if we can get a better cold start video. The first cold start video I had cut off early, as well as the audio was pretty crappy. So again, it's a gloomy day out here. We're going to see if we can't get you a nice little startup. So. Okay, so I think that video may be a little bit better. We will definitely still check it out, check the audio on that. One thing I want to make sure that I just reiterate before we jump into the driving portion of this video is just the overall fitment of this downpipe is really spot on. The tab is exactly where it needs to be. So like, you're looking for yourself a good downpipe for inexpensive, man, this thing is definitely one you'll want to pick up. But right now we'll go ahead and jump into our point of view driving and get some more details for you guys. It is Tuesday morning. We're just now leaving the house on our way to work. Just got you guys a cold start of the car, and now we're gonna kind of get some impressions of driving. However, I do of course want to let the car warm up a little bit. We don't want to romp on a cold engine, so we'll do a little bit of driving around here, and then we'll just kind of see if we can see what we're working with. Okay, so we've got the engine warmed up a little bit, and I can tell you one thing, that you can definitely hear you can hear that turbo spool a lot better, and it definitely does feel like there's more throttle response out of the car now. So definitely something that you definitely want to see. Feels a lot more responsive, and this is actually still in comfort mode. I haven't switched over to sport, but definitely first impressions are you can tell a difference, and I just can't wait to go to finally get tuned. So this is going to be it's going to be a lot more fun. Of course, feel a lot more confident with that new charge pipe as well. We don't really think we're going to pop something at all times. So I'm going to put it into sport mode here too. We'll be jumping on the highway here in just a second, and that will give us a little bit better room, kind of some room to run. All right, I will tell you, ever since I've got this drive control mode, I am constantly switching to sport, and you can really hear that turbo spool when you step on it in sport mode. So a lot more responsive. It's definitely in sport mode. So we're hit this on ramp. Again, cannot wait to go. I'm planning on doing MHD. Actually, I already have a stage 1 map someone sent me, but I'm waiting right now on the super map license, because I plan to go stage 2+ very quickly, as well as possibly run an E85 mix. So yeah, it just, you can hear the turbo spool. I don't know if it's being picked up that well on the camera, but it is definitely running. All right guys, so it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to do much in traffic today, and we want to be safe. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Again, if this is your first time coming to the channel, like and subscribe. We've got some really cool stuff coming soon. And again, you guys be safe, and we will catch you in the next video.